Welcome, everyone. I'm Ed the Antiquarian. Behind me, see a vineyard on the island of Chios. In antiquity, the island produced the most desirable and the most expensive wines in the Aegean Basin. A perfect wine for a symposium. And symposium is our topic today. Now, simply put, a symposium, which means to drink together, is just that. It's a gentleman's drinking party. Think of it as something like a high-class bachelor party, where the purpose was to engage in the drinking of wine and witty conversation. Now, of course, anything that has to do with the production and consumption of wine must honor the god Dionysus, for he is the patron of viticulture, fun, frivolity, and joyous intoxication. And to drink the fruit of the god would help expand your mind and loosen your tongue. Now, the host of the symposium was entitled the Symposiarch. He would be hosting it in his home in the Andron, the men's quarters. He would be selecting the wine. He would be choosing the topic of the evening's conversation, as long as they could stay on point. He would have to make all the arrangements and order the entertainment for his guest. And the best symposium would have about 8 people in attendance, a good number to engage in conversation and not consume too much wine. So the first thing the symposiarch has to do is to go to his favorite wine merchant, and there he'll buy an amphora or 2 or 3, if needed, of good Chian wine. And of course, he wants to have a very attractive amphora to show to his guest, one that somehow celebrates the god Dionysus or the production or consumption of wine. Then he will go to his chosen ceramicist, the pottery factory, and there he will order the dishes that he needs for his symposium. He'll need a fancy pitcher to pour the wine. And of course, again, in this case, we've got Saturn, Maenads, the associates of the god Dionysus are shown here. Here they are dancing up here along with the god. This is a crater in which the wine would be mixed, for the Greeks didn't drink their wine straight as it came from the vat. They mixed it with water at a ratio of anywhere from 2 to 3 parts wine to 1. And it would be mixed by slaves in this crater, then poured into this pitcher, after which slaves or young men who were invited to participate in the symposium would go around filling the wine goblets or kylix of each of the guests. And this is what a kylix looked like, a very shallow drinking bowl. This is a schematic of a house in ancient Athens, but one of a very rich member of the urban elite. And here is the andron, the men's quarters, where the symposium would be held. So everyone gathers together. They're drinking their wine. You can see here, there's music to be played. They're engaged in witty conversation. Interestingly enough, we have a mixture at this particular symposium between fully mature men who are active citizens of the polis of Athens and young ephebes who are training their minds and their bodies to become active citizens. They will have to do their military service, and then because they are sons of citizens, they will be initiated into citizenship of the polis. But here the patrons, they're having an adult experience. This is another example where the ephebes are actually acting as servants to their mature mentors. There will be lots of music and singing and the playing of instruments, the entertainment by one or more singers, possibly a poet reciting a poem, and eventually, of course, after the consumption of enough wine, there has to be at any Greek gathering dancing. And the men all get together and dance in a circle, as you see illustrated here. And one shouldn't overlook the delights of Eros, the god of uh, romance, if you will, erotic love. Uh, and that's always a good way to cap off the end of an evening at a symposium with the introduction of young men and women, both, either one of which might engage in erotic play with the members of the symposium. So the next time you crack open a bottle of wine, give a thought to the god Dionysus. Maybe spill a drop or two in his honor, because he is, after all, the patron of uninhibited celebration, especially at symposia. Well, thank you for watching. Please come back when you have an opportunity to do so, and check if there are new videos for your lifelong learning. Thanks again.